In the 1700s, Arlington was mostly plantations and small farms, occupying the eastern portion of what was then Fairfax County. The town of Alexandria remained the area's center of commerce and trade, spurred on by canals and railroads. In the 19th century, wealthy Washingtonians built summer cottages and hunting lodges along the ridges of Arlington. The breezy hills overlooking the Potomac River were a refuge from the sweltering heat of the swamps of D.C. In the late 1840s, a wealthy Washington butter merchant named Robert Cruitt bought 200 acres of farmland that formed the basis of Lyon Village. He bought the land from a bank that had seized it from a debt-riddled son of George Mason. All of Lyon Village had once been part of the vast land holdings of George Mason, the father of the Bill of Rights. A tenant caretaker lived on the Cruitt farm and tended the orchards, horses, and cattle. Cruitt was the first person in the United States to import Jersey cows. Cruitt's farmhouse still stands today in the center of Lyon Village. During the Civil War, up to 100,000 Union troops trained in Arlington and became the Army of the Potomac. Other troops built 22 forts in the county to guard Washington from the Confederates. For 6 months during the war, Union troops from Pennsylvania used the Cruitt farm as their base and the farmhouse as a hospital. After the war, Cruitt's daughter petitioned the federal government for damages totaling more than $15,000. She claimed the Union troops had taken wood, corn, hay, peaches, potatoes, horses, and cattle. In the early 1900s, commuter railroads and streetcars were prevalent in Arlington. The Washington and Old Dominion Electric Railway streetcar traveled from Georgetown to Roslyn and continued north of Lyon Village out to Great Falls. These trains and streetcars allowed people to live in Arlington and commute to day jobs in the district. Until then, Arlington was exclusively a farming community. As housing demand increased after the First World War, the Cruitt family began selling portions of the farmland. One portion was sold to a lawyer and developer named Frank Lyon. Born in 1867 in Petersburg, Virginia, Lyon moved to Washington in 1886 to work for the Southern Railroad. He became the stenographer for the newly formed Interstate Commerce Commission, the first federal regulatory agency. Frank Lyon had an early interest in Arlington real estate. However, the Roslyn area's seedy reputation prevented many from investing in the area. After the Civil War in 1865, Roslyn was a red light district with 38 saloons, 14 bordellos, and multiple gambling dens open 24 hours a day. Lyon purchased a local newspaper to crusade against alcohol and prostitution. Through the efforts of Lyon and others, Arlington was cleaned up by about 1910. These images show Lyon Village shortly before development. Lyon purchased 165 acres from the Cruitt estate in 1923 for $185,000 to create this middle to upper middle class residential suburb. Priced between $1,600 and $2,400, Lyon sold lots with utility connections. The buyers built their own homes. One of Lyon's ads proclaimed, quote, "Here in Washington's finest close-in suburb are ideal homes. In the midst of native trees and rippling streams, beautiful parks are being provided, fully equipped for the amusement of children. Close proximity to downtown Washington ensures the owners of an ever-increasing property value. Bus lines and electric cars denote extreme accessibility." End quote. Lyon wanted his residential communities to reflect his values. To ensure moral stability, he made room for schools, churches, and community buildings. Some deeds of sale clearly stated that, quote, "liquor shall never be sold or dispensed on the property," end quote, and that the property, quote, "shall not be sold or leased to anyone not of the Caucasian race," end quote. These were eventually declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Lyon also ensured that the residents of Lyon Village had the best amenities, including natural shade, pure water and sewers, gas, electricity, cement sidewalks, playgrounds, and parks. The first property owners in Lyon Village formed a citizens association in 1926. The Lyon Village Citizens Association created a number of committees to compensate for the lack of government services. The committees included education, entertainment, police and fire protection, just to name a few. The Citizens Association at that time was a veritable town government. Frank Lyon pledged he would set aside 10% of lot sales revenues to be used for the maintenance of streets, sewers, and electric lights. He also pledged $5,000 and several lots to build a community house and park, but did not follow through until the Citizens Association took him to court and won. Construction of the community house began in June 1949 and was completed by December of that year for about $32,000. Over the next few decades, Lyon Village fought to preserve its unique neighborhood as Clarendon became more commercial and the Metro Rail station was built next door. The Lyon Village Citizens Association fought to minimize traffic and prevent the construction of a Home Depot in Clarendon. Lyon Village has been profiled several times in the Washington Post and Washingtonian magazine as a great place to live. In 2002, the Lyon Village Citizens Association applied for and received approval to be included in the National Register of Historic Places. Visit the history section of our website to learn more details about our neighborhood.